Okay, so this is going to be a no cam stream. I'm back at my setup, but I sort of wanted to just test how it worked, or how this setup worked with a two game display on running two instances of the Summoner's Nexus TCG at once. Now, I need some, hold on, I need some earphones real quick. Right? I didn't want to also have to worry about, like, oh, the lights and the camera while figuring out the two instances of Summoner's Nexus that I want to be on screen. That being said, I feel like this has worked out relatively well, right? I don't know how it looks is the one thing, so I want to look into, well, how it looks. And I don't necessarily know how I'm going to take notes and make my edits as we go, but I guess I'll figure it out as we go. Put this over here. Right? I can realistically have the chat over here. Yo, 5Ds, how you doing, bro? What's good with you? So today is going to be focused on just going through and doing the testing on the new build of Nexus that we have. And I got an idea from, it was actually Zane who put the idea in my head, where he was like, oh, for his testing, because he's also testing Summoner's Nexus, he is going to, oop, that phone just went off, right? He's also testing Summoner's Nexus. He is going to run two instances of BlueStack for his testing, right? And then that got me thinking, well, I mean, if he can run two instances of BlueStack, then surely I can run two instances of the software that I use to test, and it turns out that that is the case. So, on this account, I've got my Verses of Solomon account, which is like the main one that we're testing on, and then on this one, I've got my Babayemi Temi one, which is a secondary instance. And we will just be able to go through and go back and forth. It's going to be somewhat confusing because I will be playing against myself, but it will make it so that I can test more efficiently and more effectively, and then I can have my notes off to the side over here. So this isn't necessarily going to be like a the excitable type, like, okay, I'm mostly figuring it out, and there will be some instances where I'm a bit more quiet as we go through with the testing, but that should be just fine. Now, the things that I want to test are the status conditions that have been added in, and the new cards that have been added in. So we're going to switch decks, because the deck that is important to test right now is the one that includes the Valiant subset. So we're looking for War Horse, War Drums, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this deck involves the Valiant subset, Damien, you've got Dario, and then the Aria subset, which are the sisters, which I've already actually tested, and other people have tested and said that they work to an extent, which is awesome. Also, you've got some variant card art in the game now, which just looks, oh, it looks so good seeing it on the field. I love it so much. It's difficult to get. Even in this version of the game, it's difficult to get, and it's going to be even more difficult in the actual version of the game, but that's going to make it feel so much more like hype when you see someone who actually has it, or when you have it yourself. So, I've already done some tests on Damien. Which, it makes more sense. Let's see here. Okay, I just got a message that I need to. Well, actually, no. I can deal with that later. So I've tested Damien. Damien has an error, unfortunately, where when you use his ability Ring Armor. So it says over here, Ring Armor. When your opponent declares an attack, if this card will be destroyed by that battle, negate the attack. Now that is supposed to just end the battle where it is. But the opponent's card will continue to attack any other cards that are around him, which it should not do. So we've tested that. We know that that isn't exactly what we need it to be. I'm going to have this one start searching. What I want to test next is the Ring Armor ability, which is supposed to have an impact on the opponent's cards. Let's go over here and prevent them from forming a chain of momentum. So the fatigue status condition says, I'll just hop into a game and I'll show you. Right? Let's do the testing as we go. Alright, so this is where it gets really real. Now, we are going to summon you, and summon... Oh, right, I can only summon 2 of them. Okay, alright, that's fine. Huh. I'm gonna try something actually later on. Let's summon you, and let's summon you for good measure. And on the opponent's side, we will summon the Wandering Ryu, Boss Guardian, and I guess it doesn't really matter what else we have on offense. We just want to test. Let's test this real quick. Right? And let's see how it goes. It's also very cool being able to control both of the phones from my computer. I like this setup a lot. It makes it less like finicky. I'm not looking down at my phone. I'm able to look at the screen, and everything works perfectly. So that's great. We go Monkey King first. And then on this side, we are forced to activate... Shoot, we're forced to activate Night's Watch this turn. I forgot about that. This is a mandatory effect. It boosts the defense of all of my cards. Why does it work like that? Hold on. Okay, so... Night's Watch. When this card is summoned, increase the defense of all of your cards by 100. Valiant avatars gain an extra 50 defense. Okay, no, that works perfectly as it should, because... Yep, the Valiant cards are gaining a defense as part of the cost for activation because it's a secondary effect. We activate Kieran to follow up with that, and we will activate Introduction. Now, Introduction is a lingering effect, which makes it so that all subsequent Aria cards that are summoned onto the field gain a status condition, or gain a little bit of a boost. That's sort of how the Arias play, right? Now, our opponent's going to rush us down. And how I'm expecting this to work is Ryu wants to attack. I'm going to choose no. Wukong wants to attack. I'm going to choose yes. And how this should work is Ring Armor. Oh my days. It's so cool seeing cards used in ways that I hadn't considered previously. Because Ring Armor does not require Damien to be in the defense zone, which means that you can use Ring Armor in the counter zone. This is basically like a mini Renrir, which is awesome. And I think he froze the game. Yep, I think Ring Armor just froze the game. Awesome. What is our time code? We are 8 minutes in. 8 minutes in, Ring Armor froze the game. Cool. Ring Armor froze the game. And I'm 100% sure that it was that because, I mean, the game was progressing. Everything was fine. And it looks like we are in sync on both screens. When Damien used it while in the counter zone. Now, let's run that back. I kind of want to do the exact same thing. And see what happens. Right? just to double check and make sure that, like, okay, is it, well, even if it works this time, we'll know that it was Damien's fault that it happened the first time. But that is a cool way to play the Valiant subset that I never once thought of, right? He just says when your opponent declares an attack, if this card would be destroyed. It doesn't say where this card has to be for that to do what it does. So, we're going to go with the same turn 1 strat on both sides. Put you here, and put you over here, opponent's defense zone, and we end on both sides. And again, Night's Watch mandatory, has to activate. Monkey King on this side is what we want to activate first. Introduction then goes through, and we follow that up with Kirin from our opponent. So, Kirin moves us to the assault zone. Introduction activates and resolves. We're under the influences of the Aria now. We get the boost off of Monkey King. We get the boost off of Night's Watch. We're looking good. We're looking golden. Now, movement phase 1, Ryu rushes down the middle and is asked if he wants to swing. We say no. Don't attack. He does attack. Ring Armor activates to negate said attack. And the game should just progress as normal, is the hope. Right? Ring Armor negates the attack. And the game freezes. Okay, cool. So we know that for a fact. Ring Armor is freezing the game when it's used in that way, which isn't great. I'll just add the second test that we did to confirm it. Right, so that's a guaranteed error, which hopefully makes it easier for them to fix. Right? Now, the thing that I was actually trying to test was this Night's Watch. So we're going to try that again. And this time, just summon Ryu in the assault zone. End. Now, we're not going to Dragon Dance with Ryu, obviously. Actually, we could. We could Dragon Dance here, because I can't actually do the test that I want to do until next turn. And then we activate Introduction. And so we're just going to leave this turn alone. Right? We're just not going to do anything on this turn. Let it come to an end naturally. What's it called? Dariel, their names. Okay, I was doing a pun when I came up with their names. Their names can actually be kind of confusing to keep track of. Dariel can give you a hefty amount of defense. I don't know if I would say it's worth 200 points in your Nexus gauge, but the ability to give every card you control, not just the cards in the defense zone, 100 defense is sick, right? Like, if you play that with a Ryu or any card that can use, like, movement shenanigans, I can imagine a cool combo using that somehow with, like, Mokus to increase Ryu's attack on the back end. I don't know, there's just so much you could do with that. There's no need to make a follow-up play there. Ideally, you would summon Vespera turn 2. Not Vespera. You would summon Merides turn 2. There's so many more cards in the game now, which makes it so much harder to keep track of. And the declaration phase. Wave start begins. We go Kirin, and neither of the cards on the field should be able to activate an ability. Neither of these two cards should have anything that they can currently do. Alright, so we will go movement phase 1. Battle phase 1 starts right after. Ryu decides to swing. Yep, we're getting some playtesting in. Ryu is swinging. We swing on Dariel first. Now, from the grave, beautiful, he should activate Last Stand, which should put the fatigued status condition on the Wandering Ryu. Okay, we see the icon for fatigued. It is on Ryu. Nope, that's the wrong icon. Okay, it did what it was supposed to do. He didn't attack, but the cursed icon is appearing on Ryu. So 1430, which means that I'm assuming the fatigued icon is appearing where the cursed one should then. The cursed icon That was at 14. The cursed icon is appearing on the Wandering Ryu, is appearing on the expanded menu instead of the fatigued icon. The right icon is appearing on the field, right? Because on the field, on Ryu's body, it had the right icon, but outside of that, it did not. All right, so we know that the effect worked. That was awesome, right? The effect worked perfectly as it should have. And the status condition worked the way that it should have also, right? A card who is fatigued has its chain of momentum broken. It can't form a chain of momentum, which means that it can't attack. So that worked exactly the way that it needed to. Night's Watch is also working exactly the way that it needs to. So the only other thing to test on that card is Valiant Stride. So we come over here. So, we need to summon, we need you, and we need you. The Arias don't really matter. I guess we can use this as an opportunity to test what happens when Aria cards are summoned on the turns that don't go with their effects. Because if we were to summon Aurora on turn 2, I wonder if she would try and activate. Let's go Night's Watch. We follow that up with nothing. We just let this turn run its course. Alright, Valiant Stride. So, tribute one of your other Valiant avatars to increase this card's defense by 150. Alright? You can activate this effect at Wave Start, Movement Phase 1, Battle Phase 1, Movement Phase 2, and Wave End. So we just tribute one card for the defense boost, right? I don't know that this is a great way of using this effect. Actually, you know what would be sick? You know what I do think is a good use of this effect is, let's say, and maybe we can. Let's try and study Darius here as well. I have an idea. Wait, what? Oh yeah. This is correct. This is correct. Right? It's just weird having this many cards on the field in these specific positions. That's good on this end. And on this end, we will just put Ryu and you. Okay, so we're going to test a couple of things here. Right? End and end. So first things first. Okay, Aurora is not trying to activate. That is great. That is great. That is great. Does she require me to activate her at the beginning of the turn? She doesn't, so I'm not going to activate her yet. I will activate Valiant Stride. What's my other option? Are these my only options for effects? I think they are. I'm going to activate Valiant Stride, see what goes down. We will tribute Damien. Beautiful. That worked as intended. We do not Dragon Dance. We do not Leap. And we follow that up, actually, with Chainmail. Right? So let's see how this goes. Chainmail resolves. We need some VFX for Chainmail. Alright, we're going to need VFX on Chainmail. I'll put that at 18 minutes in. Okay, and this is allowing me to work to do this here. Great. So we'll activate Chorus. We won't activate Switch because there's no need to. Chorus activates. Chorus resolves. We're now under the effects of Chorus. Battle Phase 1. My opponent should not be able to attack. Oh, so that means Chainmail is not working. If you control at least 2 Valiant avatars, your opponent can only target Valiant avatars you control for attacks during the next battle phase. Chainmail should have prevented that attack from taking place, so our time code is 19. Chainmail doesn't work. 19. Chainmail doesn't work. Does not work. Did not prevent opponent from attacking non-valiant cards. And at about 18, Chainmail needs VFX. Chainmail needs VFX. Okay. Cancel. Alright, so that is unfortunate. It is unfortunate indeed. I mean, this is fine. Right, yeah, that doesn't really do anything. We can bound back if we want to. But we've done the testing that we need to do, which is to showcase that chainmail doesn't work. Right? Yeah, the enemy's cards should not have been able to attack during the battle phase. So Darius of Valorant not working, unfortunately. Oh, we should have actually tested Last Stand on him. Let's test his version of Last Stand this turn. And we tested Valiant Stride. That works perfectly. Let's just end. Nothing else really needs to be done. I guess we can summon Vespera. Yeah, let's summon Vesper for the hell of it. I'm pretty sure I know that her effect works. Why is there a timer ticking down right now? What's happening? Activate outro. We don't need to activate anything over here. Don't activate Valiant Stride. We don't want to lose more defense. Huh, that was weird. I'm going to time code that. 21 minutes in. 21 minutes in. Weird timer countdown for opponent. Okay, we don't activate any effects over here. We go into the battle phase. Still don't activate. Let's target Darius. Don't stride. I should have the ability to activate Last Stand, which would prevent any future attacks. Huh. Okay, yep, the icon did appear on him. And he was prevented from attacking. Good. And she was fortified on summon. I didn't even notice that. Excellent. And wave end. Beautiful. And then this status condition should lift. This one should stay. Nope, that's not supposed to happen. Yep, she is no longer fortified. 23 minutes in. Fortification doesn't end at the end of the turn. It ends when... Because does she say until the end of the turn? No. Yeah, Aria cards become fortified when they are summoned. Fortification isn't an effect that naturally ends at the end of the turn. Fortification is not a condition that naturally ends at the end of the turn. It should last until the card's next battle, unless an effect states otherwise, all of the cards that are fortified by Meridi's effect should keep the condition until their next battle. Okay. Oh, fun times. So, that's an error with Meridi's, it looks like. Okay. The point of origin tracking system I've already seen in play. I know that it works, so I'm just going to take this off. And I guess we are sort of pseudo-testing some other effects now, which is awesome. Last Stand works, we know that. I mean, it's the 4th turn. Let's summon... I think we've actually already gotten footage of the fact that... Oh, is it the declaration phase already? Oops, my bad. Yo, Jojo, how you doing, friend? What's good? I am doing alright, just going through with some game testing before I send the next round of feedback over to the devs. Aurora of the Aria appears to work perfectly fine. She appears to work fine. The only thing is, let's check this, the effects. Okay, good, they did add this. It's just, this should be a button. This shouldn't just be a list. Like, I should be able to press this and see the effect. Almost like, let's say, like I should have a button like this. I should have this button and be able to press it and read this in that menu. So what's our time code? 26. The effects, 26. 6. The effects should be buttons that can be pressed to read the effects in question. Alright, that's awesome. I mean, I'm glad that it's here. I'm glad that it works. I think that's everything I need from this game. Why? How am I on 490? Wait, what? How the hell am I on 490? That shouldn't be physically possible. What has happened? What did I summon? Don't activate this. What did I summon? I summoned... This cost me 50. You cost me 100. You cost me 50. That's 200. Okay. 200 minus another 200. We can last stand that. 200, 200, 200. That's 650. So I should be at 1200 minus 600. I should be at 550. Why am I at 490? And I haven't received a direct attack. What does this do? Melodic Harmony. When the movement phase ends, send an Aria card you control to the graveyard. Target a card on the field. The target is returned to its point of origin. That wouldn't really be useful in this situation, right? Yo, Neartruck, how you doing, bro? What's good with you? Yeah, how did I get... And I'm on 500 on my opponent's screen, so my opponent is seeing the correct life point value. I don't know what's caused this, but let's just mark it down. And I'll go through 28. I have 490 in my Nexus gauge. Different value to what my opponent sees. I'm actually really glad that I have both. I'm really glad that I have both screens up. What's the plan for the stream? I'm just going through and play testing, my friend. I'm just going through and testing out the new cards that have been added into the game, seeing how well they work, seeing what bugs there are, so on and so forth. The game is out for people to download now for the early access alpha. It's still obviously very buggy, so we're still working on resolving a lot of those bugs. But once that's done and dusted, we'll move to the open beta. But so there are going to be like playtesting streams starting next week, where, you know, I'll be playing with people on stream, but there's also just going to be the regular game development streams like this where I test this. I just realized that there's an error. Well, actually, no, let me not say that it's an error. Let me test it properly. Aurora is supposed to give me attack as part of my original attack, yes? Graveyard. This effect can only be activated on the first turn of the contest. For the rest of this contest, Aria cards you control gain 100 original attack and defense when they are summoned. Okay, so, thing one, I don't think Vespera gained defense, did she? No, she didn't. Wait, no, I didn't activate Aurora this turn. What am I talking about? I didn't activate her in this game. Or at least I didn't activate her properly. I was testing to see if the turn count was off. So let's go in and let's test it correctly. Yo, Kasai, what's good, man? How you doing? I hope you guys are having a solid weekend, right? Just going through and seeing. Okay, so we test this like let's play like we're actually trying to do something here. We know that the Valiants all work properly. We also know that if I summon Damien in the counter zone, he will break the game. So, we're not going to do that. We are going to summon Aurora sacrificially in the counter zone, put Damien in defense and end turn. Our opponent would, if I'm playing like a wandering player, I might go 1, 2, 3. This is a solid opening, and we can... As a wandering player, I might Zodiac Barrier turn 1 just in case I'm worried about getting run up on, right? This is a solid, like, Serpent's Chain opening. For a second, I thought YouTube erased all of my subscriptions, so that was scary. That's not fun. That's not fun in the slightest. So I'm glad that it didn't. I'm glad that you're here. Actually, I probably, as a Valiant player, would play some runes, but hey, it is what it is. We end the beginning of the... We end Declaration phase. Activate Introduction immediately. And then my opponent, seeing that there's no real offense, would probably go Kirin. There would be no point in using Zodiac Barrier, right? So we just get past the opponent here. And Zodiac Barrier becomes a more or less useless card. Why didn't I have the option to activate Reyes? Oh wait, no, I did. I'm just dumb. I just didn't. I'm going to turn Toggle off over here, leave Toggle on for my opponent. Yes, we choose to attack. Damien activates Ring Armor so he does not die. And we carry on in this fashion. Now, we want some VFX on Aurora, I think. I know that the point of doing what we've done is so that she doesn't need VFX. Like, I created this tab here called Effects, where it showcases any effects that you or the opponent has in play. So my opponent has Aurora of the Aria's Induction in play. So technically I shouldn't need VFX. Why are we frozen? What froze us? What froze us? Okay, I'm assuming it was Ring Armor then. So Ring Armor just has... It seems like it's a 50-50 for Ring Armor to freeze the game, right? So 33 minutes in, Ring Armor froze the game even when used as intended. 33... froze the game even when used as intended. That's fun, right? So let's go again. We go home. And let's try that again off the top. All right. Okay. Now, so I guess we just don't Ring Armor this game. I mean, the thing that we're trying to test is the Aria subset, so I guess we don't need to worry about... In fact, we don't even need to summon other things, is what's crazy, actually. Okay, yeah, no. We're just gonna test the Arias then. Right, we know that Ring Armor is busted, unfortunately, so it's going to give us problems. We go on over here, activate intro. Oh, let's not activate it immediately. Right, just to test, just to keep the system on its toes. Movement phase 1, I should be able to activate it. Very good. Battle phase 1, I should also be able to activate it. Very good. I'll just activate it here. right? So introduction can be used anytime. And I feel like I do still want VFX on her. Yeah, I'm gonna see if we have any musical VFX, right? 34 minutes in, let's add musical VFX to the arias when they use their effects. 34, please add musical VFX to the arias when they use their effects. Okay. Otherwise, I'm doing good. Probably gonna lurk. Ate dinner burrito for breakfast. That's because you are an adult who can live as you please. Very nice. Very nice. And yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for lurking. Feel free to hang out. We are just gonna be doing some silent testing. Alright, so when I summon you over here, you, because introduction is in play, beautiful, you have 100 base attack, and you should also have 100 additional base defense, and it is showing up correctly. Very, very good. Very, very nice. Alright. So, we can activate Melody Pass or Chorus. And I'm pretty sure we already know the issue with Chorus, actually. We know that it is working. It is fortifying the cards that are summoned, but the fortification isn't lasting. So let's test Melody Pass instead. For the rest of this contest, when you rank call summon an Aria card, increase your Nexus gauge by 100. Let's activate Melody Pass. Which means, and our Nexus gauge value appears to be correct across the board so far. Which means that when we summon you over here, you're going to be at 150 attack, and I will pay 200 to summon you, and I should gain 100 back immediately. Alright? Let me think. Math. So I should lose 100 in total. I should be at 950 by the time all is said and done. End phase rolls around. Nothing really happens because, again, there's nothing in play that should cause any issues. Draw phase. We will just summon Vesperide. Ooh! Love that, love that, love that. Okay, yeah, I immediately... Oh, but let's see. Hold on. Undo. Nope. If you undo the turn, it needs to also undo the boost that you gained off of the summon, or else you can just infinitely farm. I'm on 1,000, and my opponent can see. Yeah, and my opponent shouldn't be able to see. Why is it going up on my opponent's to his, right? So no, you need to change the way that this works. Undo, right? Because my opponent, one, is seeing me gain life, so they can see the increase to my Nexus gauge before the turn is even over, so they know what I'm doing. So that's 2 errors in 1. 37 minutes in. 37. When you push undo, it needs to also undo the boost to the Nexus gauge. And also at 37, when you gain points in the Nexus gauge during the preparation phase, your opponent should not see the VFX, and they should not see the increase in your Nexus gauge until the declaration phase. To make this easier, do not increase the Nexus gauge value until the declaration phase so that both players can see it at the same time. Okay. And the only thing that we've got right now that we can activate is Chorus. Melodic Harmony only activates at the end of the movement phase, and this only activates... Oh, I guess since every card on the field currently does have its original attack value, it doesn't matter. Let's activate Outro. And over here, that means I should have under effects. Yep, all 3 are currently active. Damn, it is crazy that I can just increase my Nexus gauge like this. That would be the kind of thing that I can imagine being a bug that is easily missed and ends up in the open beta. I'm glad that we caught something like that. And sure, why not? We can throw an attack out just for fun. We're already winning because of the glitch. We're already miles ahead. But this is solid. Okay, so end phase rolls around, and now because of the effects of outro, on the next turn of the context, the next avatar you summon is inducted into the Aria subset. Now, we already know for a fact that there's a bug with this. It's only supposed to induct the very next avatar that I summon. So, for example, if I summon you, boom, he's inducted. I gained life points because I summoned an Aria monster. He was immediately inducted, so he gained the 100 attack increase, he gained the 100 defense increase, he gained the life point boost effect, and he gained the induction status from her. However, he's also been inducted. He also gained the life point boost. And if I go you over here, boom, he was also inducted, he also gained the life point boost, and he also gained the attack and defense boost. She says that she only inducts the next card that you summon, right? The next avatar you summon is inducted, so it should only be the very next card that gets played rather than all of them on the next turn. Our time code is 40. Outro should only induct the very next card that you summon, not all the cards that are summoned on the next turn. Please also make sure that the undo button is factored into this to make sure that if the player pushes undo, the first card they summon after pushing the undo button still the first card they summon after pushing the undo button still gets inducted. Cool. So Melodic Harmony is just supposed to send an Aria to the grave, so we can send... Alright, all of these are Aria cards now, which is cool. Send you to grave. And we can return you to your point of origin, which is fun. That's fine. And yep, that works exactly the way that it is supposed to. Battle phase 1. Nothing here happens that matters. Right? We just swing. And I guess we can use the rest of the game to test out some of the other effects that we have in play here. We can get some fun little tests in. Right, so we know for a fact Aurora works. She's good, she does what she's supposed to, she does the needful. He swings in at 300 attack, which is really, really cool, right? If I had chosen to have him fortified, he would be fortified right now, which is also very, very cool. The wave ends. Does the induction status lift? Because it should not. It's supposed to stay. Let's find out. End phase rolls around. And it looks like, yep, oh wait, no, there is an error. We tributed her on our screen, but on our opponent's screen, she is still there. That probably happened around 42. Around 42. Tributed Aurora for Melody Pass, but she remained on my opponent's screen. Okay, good. Now, with that being said, the next thing I need to test is actually less about the cards in play. I mean, I want to test something because someone mentioned this. Let's test this real quick. I think it was Luxus that mentioned this. right? End here, end here. Yeah, if that was missed and it went into the beta, it would have been funny to see the Arya be the best deck. Arya could still be the best deck, is the thing, right? Like, Arya is very... I don't know if you remember Ancient Harmony, but Ancient Harmony will be possible in the beta, right? We don't need a switch here, so we're just going to let this ride out. Melodic Harmony could be activated, but we don't need it here. What I actually want to test is... this, because Luxus told me that Induction is replacing the subsets. Yep, it is. Okay, so he's not an Ancient Beast anymore. Yep, he is no longer considered an Ancient Beast avatar. Huh. There's a little bit of lag on my mirroring for whatever reason. It's coming up on the screen over there before over here. Right? Yep, he's not... Neither of them are being treated as Ancient Beasts anymore. So they're not able to activate their effects. 45. 45. Induction is removing primary subset and preventing them from activating their effects. Right? So yeah, that is unfortunate. Melody of Day will allow me to reset, actually, because Melody of Day says, if you control at least 3 Arya avatars, which I do, return every card on the field to its original attack and defense value. This effect cannot be used again. So if I activate this, you should go up to 250, you should go up to 300. Beautiful! Alright, that's awesome. That is awesome. So, Melody of Day works exactly the way that it should. And I should not be able to use it again. Let's see here. Melody of Day works perfectly. Chorus, we already know the errors with it if they've been documented. Same with Melody Pass. So yeah, I think that's everything new. Everything new has been touched. Let's just test to make sure that Melody Pass... Not Melody Pass, to make sure that, what's it called again? Melodic Harmony. No, Melody of Day. Let's make sure that Melody of Day can't be used twice. Let's put you over here. And let's put you over here. And just make sure that even if these cards are damaged again, it is not physically possible for Melody of Day to be reactivated. Oh wait, no. He's gonna lose as soon as... He's gonna lose as soon as the attack ends, actually, because we're going to attack him. My bad. So we won't have a chance to see. Iron Will can activate, that's fine. Yep, the inducted status condition we've looked at. Yes, we will attack with you. We will attack into you. And when is why can't I activate Melody of Day here? Melody of Day should have been activatable. Right, I had enough. Okay, so 48. Melody of Day should have been activatable. Because I had met the requirements. Melody of Day should have been activatable because it can activate in between attacks, right? It's supposed to be activatable when cards select attack targets. So when the Wandering Wukong selected his attack target, we should have been able to use Melody of Day. Right? But we're very close, we're very close. and it is restoring cards back to their original attack, and it is storing the original attack data correctly, which is awesome. Melodic Harmony is working as intended, so I'm going to take that off the list. And Outro also works. The problem is with the induction status condition. Actually, no, Outro has an issue. It's inducting everything, but I've already noted that down. And then the induction status condition is overriding subsets instead of being added onto them. Which, you hate to see it. Okay, so that is everything new off of my list. And in truth, that is most of what needs to be tested in the immediate. Melody Pass we tested. I can take that off the list. Chorus we tested. I can take that off the list. Yeah, sick. That looks like it's everything. Oh, I need to check if certain card text was changed. Let's see here. Excuse me, sorry. So, I need to look at the Forest Guard first. So, the Forest Guard Center Sage should be treated as a continuous effect now. Beautiful. It is activated continuous. Okay, so the Forest Guard Centaur Sage is now a continuous effect. Who else is a continuous effect here? Minos is a continuous effect. No, come here. No! Okay. Minos is also a continuous effect. Beautiful. Selenis was already a continuous effect, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Okay, and Umbridge. I believe Carnage is a continuous effect now as well. Conditional, continuous, good. When this card declares an attack, after the battle, reset its attack value to its original attack. The reason why it's continuous is because it doesn't do something immediately, right? Like, the effect happens after the activation later on, so that's why it's being treated this way. Grimace's Echo of Mourning. Conditional, summoning, continuous, awesome. The Reaper Scythe, Call of the Immortal, is listed incorrectly, unfortunately. It should be conditional dash continuous comma mandatory. Right? That was... yeah. Or either, yeah, it should be conditional dash... it was conditional dash mandatory, so it should have been conditional dash mandatory, comma, continuous. Or conditional dash continuous, comma, mandatory. So we're just going to put that at 53 minutes. Please correct the text of Scythe. 53. Please correct the text of Scythe. Which makes me worry now. I think that there might be others that are listed incorrectly. Lilith, Maiden of the Forest Guard, was updated. So let's see her. Pixie Dust is activated continuous. Beautiful. Reyes' Venom Pulse is now continuous as well. So let's check her out. Activated continuous, but in small case, and that's kind of annoying. So let's yeah, I want everything to be consistent across the board. So 54 minutes. 54. Please correct the text of Reyes. That should be an easy one. It's literally just going in and changing the wording, not doing anything to the effects. Zodiac Barrier. Also lowercase. Okay, so let's also fix and Zodiac Barrier. Could it be that all the wandering cards? No, it's not all of them. It's literally just those two apparently. Got it. Okay, so let's just go in and fix those two. Aurora of the Aria. We want the Arias in here now. Let's reset. And go... What's the Aria? Oh, music, obviously. Okay, Aurora of the Aria's introduction. Conditional continuous, thank you very much. Conditional continuous, but why is it lowercase? And then why is this one uppercase? Why? Okay, 56, correct the text of Merides. 56, correct the text of Merides. Chorus. And then Vespera, this one should be, and Vespera's outro. Right? Melodic Harmony, conditional. Melody of Day, conditional. Those are both correct. Okay, so all of the text has been updated for the most part correctly. So I can take that off of what I needed to check as well. And just like that, that is more or less everything in the immediate that needed to be looked at. Now, I think I just want to spend a little bit of time trying to break things. Right? I just want to spend a little bit of time stress testing and trying to break things. Just to see what can be broken, I guess. Is the easy and straightforward way of putting it. Now, let's see here. What deck do I want to go in with? Alright, I've been testing War Drums all day. War Drums are nice, that's all good and fine, but I'm just about done with that. Let's see... Daemons... So let's go in with the Reapers. Let's go in with the Reapers, primarily just because I want to play with the alt art for Umbrage. That is, in truth, the only real reason. And my opponent will just keep on playing the Wandering subset. That's fine. Alright? Now, the Reapers do still have some issues, and I've already noted down a good chunk of them. So hopefully I don't confuse... This is the thing. I hope I don't confuse myself by trying to look for errors that have already been checked. Let's stack this over here. We go Grimace, and we go Incinerate to make it easy for Umbrage to do his thing. Then we go for you. 1, 2, 3. That's just an easy standard opening for a Wandering player. And you wouldn't expect to be losing any resources, so you wouldn't really bother putting any runes down. Like, with an opening like this, I expect to be completely protected on my turn 1. So I can just play like normal, right? I'm going to use Kirin over here. And I will follow that up, actually. No, I'm dumb. As a Wandering player, you wouldn't do that, because what if your opponent uses Malice? What if your opponent uses Malice on you? Ooh. I guess you wouldn't care because it wouldn't die until the end of the turn. So I as a Wandering player, oh, this is the mind games. The Wandering player misplayed in this situation, because if I Malice this, right? Boss Guardian is going to be protected by Reyes. I'm not going to be able to deal direct damage this turn, and there's no point in just destroying Boss Guardian after the fact. So I'm going to target Ryu with Malice, right? So you as the Wandering player would wait to see what they choose as for Malice, and if I had chosen Ryu, he could have used Dragon Dance to protect himself, but that is no longer an option. I may as well just activate this. And target you. I think leaving some weakness in archetypes is fine, right? What do you mean by weakness? If you mean like every archetype should have a weakness, absolutely. If you mean bugs, I'm not sure if I agree with you though. This Incinerate is more or less useless though, right? Which is, hey, fair enough, right? Because Ryu is going to die now. Ryu is doomed to die in this situation, unfortunately. So there is quite literally no point in anything. He can attack me here and it doesn't make a difference. The Wandering player would still attack. And sure, maybe you Incinerate to, like, I don't know, even with this, he's still strong enough to just destroy you, right? Three conditions on one card is the most we've ever seen, actually. Why does that say inducted? Right, so cursed says inducted and inducted says cursed. That's what the bug is. Okay, got it. Our time code is 1 hour in. 1 hour in. Ryu says he is cursed. Says he is cursed when he should say yes attack. He is inducted. And we will Carnage here. I mean, weak points in archetypes, yeah, absolutely, right? There's every archetype does have a weakness. Like, for example, the weakness in the Reaper subset is if they lose Umbrage, the whole thing falls apart, right? Now, each deck's weaknesses are filled by their runes, but that is very intentional, right? That is very intentionally done because, and Ryu die. Oh, that's so cool, right? So, for example, the weakness of the Reaper subset is that if they lose Umbrage, they're screwed, right? And the fact that Umbrage can only be played in one place. Well, they have runes that can help to counteract this weakness. Where is it? Because with Reaper's Contract, they can move Umbrage to a different zone, so that makes up for the fact that you can't summon him more than once. And with Call of the Dead, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Call of the Dead allows me to retrieve him from the graveyard, but they have to time it perfectly, because it only allows you to retrieve a card that was destroyed this turn. So if you put it down on the wrong turn, you're just out of luck. I forgot to play the game. We go 1, we go 2, and we go 3, and then over here we would go 1, we would go 2, and I guess we could go 3 with Reaper's Sickle. Would we put any runes down? I don't think that we would. No, I don't think that we would actually put runes down in the situation. Maybe freeze? Nope, too late. Okay. Right, but why I like using runes to fill weaknesses in decks rather than giving them new avatars is because with runes, they can only be used once, which means that you get to circumvent the weakness, but you only get to do it once, and if you don't time it correctly, you don't get to, so you get punished as the player for not knowing when to use your runes, and you get rewarded significantly for knowing when to put what down. Like, for example, maybe I'm not expecting Umbrage to die this turn. I didn't put down Call of the Immortal, right? I'm not expecting him to die. If my opponent had put together something that would allow them to destroy Umbrage, boom, I've misplayed. I will never be able to get him back in this game because I didn't play my rune when I should have. But likewise, if I did play it this turn thinking that he might be destroyed and he isn't, well, now I've just wasted the rune. I can't use it. So yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of the strategy that goes into this game. I'm going to boost the attack of who. I guess I can start boosting the attack of you, or the defense of you, actually. Because you boost attack. Do you only boost attack? I can boost your defense! So I can start getting you ready to, like, be a problem, actually. Yeah, let's boost you. I've never actually considered playing the subset like this. And we will Monkey King here. Right? So when Power Creep becomes a thing for the Reaper subset, the support to improve it would be more protection towards Umbrage. I think when Power Creep becomes a thing for the Reaper subset, I want to minimize Power Creep, but when they do eventually get support, the support will probably be another card that can that is like him. I've actually already created the support for the Reaper subset when I think about it. Activate Carnage. Ooh! Carnage into Chaos? Carnage into Chaos! Carnage into Chaos! Carnage into Chaos. Right? Carnage into Chaos so we don't lose our card. Right? That attack gets cancelled. God of the Harvest still gets to activate. Why? I didn't form a chain of momentum. Wait, no, Zane has already pointed this error out, right? Zane has already pointed this error out, and I think he's already gotten footage of it, so I don't need to record that. That's fine. But yeah, the power creep for this subset will be gaining additional, like, bodies, additional attackers, because everything is relatively low statted except for Umbrage. And the way around that is there's a card that I actually designed to be part of the initial set, and I realized that it was way too strong, so I've removed it for the time being. I might need to rework it, and, like, reconfigure what it do. Oh no! And this is what I mean. I was expecting Umbrage to be able to swing and protect the Reaper's Ward. But the Reaper's Ward didn't get a chance to activate its effect. Or rather, Call of the Immortal never got a chance to activate. So yes, we swing here. And just like that, the Reapers, I think, have probably lost this game. And this is what I mean. Call of the Immortal says, when a rank 3 avatar you control destroys a card by battle... oh yeah, sure, we'll attack directly with this. That's fair enough, right? It says... when a rank 3 avatar you control destroys a card by battle, this effect activates. The first time a Reaper card would be destroyed this turn, it is not destroyed. So the plan was for Ward to survive the first attack, then that would allow him to tank the second attack as well, so I wouldn't take any damage. But because Chaos was used, I just got hit for free. And yes, my opponent has an open board here, but I don't have any defensive cards. Ooh, I top deck Honey Badger. Okay, I can use this. Sick. Alright, cool. So, what's my strategy as a Reaper player here? I can... removing cards from the Nexus won't help. I can move a card. Maybe the play is to try and move Kronos? No, I feel like the play is to try and be as aggressive as possible. Surely the play is aggression here, right? So we'll put you down. And my opponent, oh, my opponent drew this and this. Yeah, no, I think we're cooked. I think we might just legitimately, as a Reaper player, be cooked. And the Wandering subset didn't even use most of their runes in this situation. Yeah, most of the runes aren't even used on the side of the Wandering player. Wandering Gaze. Zodiac Barrier doesn't help that much here. Ah, too late. Okay. Right? Are there still free agents? What do you mean by free agents? I don't know what you mean. Specify that for me, friend. Wave Start rolls around. I will activate Death's Embrace. Yes. We'll activate Death's Embrace. Let's boost the stats of our secondary attacker in the form of you, so we get more damage in. Orion's Belt is forced to activate on the side of the Wandering player. Because I'm doing so much at once, I'm actually not sure who wins this in this situation, right? Both are relatively low in terms of their HP. Non-subset avatars, generics, yep, him, right? We've got multiple generic avatars. He is generic. Generic cards don't belong to a group or subset. They don't have any synergy ratings, so can be used in any deck regardless of overall deck composition, right? So we've still got free agents. Activate Carnage. And I guess as would you Wild Roar this? I feel like you have to Wild Roar this just to try and get rid of Umbrage. You have to Wild Roar this. And then you Wandering Anim. Well, let's get Ryu back, because I feel like the Reapers won't be able to get over a restored Ryu. And I feel like as a Reaper player, I should have put down Call of the Immortal. I was too cocky. I didn't think they'd be able to take me out. Genuinely, I did not. We did destroy a card, so we can activate Call of the Immortal to protect our cards for the rest of the turn. And we can activate God of the Harvest. Wait, actually, no. We didn't destroy that card. That card destroyed us and then was subsequently destroyed, but not by the battle. Okay, I need to put that down as Wukong Staff. Yo! This is so cool. So to protect myself, because I tributed a card, I won't be able to destroy you, but I can significantly reduce your attack by targeting you instead of the card I initially planned to target, which was Honey Badger. So now we've attacked into a card that might have broke that. Hey, we might have a freeze. We might be broken. No, we're still going. I can target you next. You should be destroyed by this because Call of the Immortal should have worn off. You were. Why was... Okay, nothing was protected by Call of the Immortal. Sweet Scent is forced to activate. I, as a Reaper player, am going to put everything I can into this. Okay, so this did not work the way that it should have. I will put down the time code at 109. So a couple of things went wrong here. Bound will activate. A couple of things went wrong here. Our time code is 1... Let's put it at 108, actually. Call of the Immortal did not work. What else didn't work? Wukong staff lagged. Hui destroyed the card. Destroyed Mriga. Not Umbridge. So no Call of the Immortal or God of the Harvest. I'm just impressed that we haven't frozen. That being said, there's clearly desync, right? Because on my screen, these cards aren't glowing anymore. On my opponent's screen, there isn't. I mean, as the Wandering player, I've got Ryu back. I've got Ryu. I've got Tuertian. And I've got the Phoenix. I don't expect my opponent to have anything offensive to play with in the first place. Opponent's defense zone. And yeah, I think as a Reaper player, I misused my runes here. If I had expected Umbridge to be destroyed that turn, I could have gotten Umbridge back. I wouldn't want to use the rune that forces me to pay life points, though, is the thing. And also, the Wandering player didn't really use their runes either, so if both had used their runes, I feel like the Wandering subset still would have won out overall. I'll put that at 111. Opponent still sees cards glowing from Call of the Dead. Right? I think another thing is it's just difficult to play two accounts at the exact same time. Reapers seem really strong, but they are, as always, what's it called? But they always, they have a high skill requirement. I agree with that. I feel like that's a valid statement to make. Ooh. No, it doesn't work. Damn it, what turn is it? I was going to try and boost my life points with Lancia Verita by removing you from the game. This would give me 50 life points, which would put me ahead, but then I would just get slapped in the face, so it wouldn't make a difference, right? Yeah, the Reaper's lost. The Reaper's lost. The Reaper's lost, right? One thing that I find interesting is that you can see a loss coming in this game, right? Why are you... Wait, hold on. Why are they protected by Call of the Immortal? 1 second. 1 second. The first time a Reaper card would be destroyed. Okay, so I've also realized at 113, non-Reaper cards are being protected by Call of the Immortal. Right? I mean, I guess nothing is technically being protected by Call of the Immortal since it didn't work. But in theory, the Reaper cards are being protected by Call of the Immortal. Right? No need to switch here. We can just let this ride. We can just let this ride. There's no need for Ride of the Ashes. I guess I would swing just to try, I guess, and be happy. But that wouldn't do anything in this situation. Ryu would make his way down the movement phase, and I would have to top deck like a legend. I would have to top deck like a Legend to survive in this situation. Now, when Ryu attacks here, you would think, okay, well, I'm protected, so I don't have a problem. But the problem is Honey Badger, because his effect is mandatory. I do not have a choice. I am forced to activate Sweet Scent. And Sweet Scent forces me to pay life points to block an attack. Now, I'm only going to pay 50 here, but that's not enough to stop Ryu in the first place. So that doesn't help me in this situation. So no, I don't think there's anything I can top deck here that would make even like a remote difference in the overall result of this game, because it's not even like this is turn 6. This is only turn 4, right? Rite of Ashes doesn't need to activate. We don't need that right now. Next turn, even if my opponent were to come with something offensive, I have Rite of Ashes, so I can just boost this card up to 200 attack, and whatever they summon is going to have a hard time getting over it. Not to mention, what are you going to summon with 50 points in your Nexus gauge, right? Reaper's Hound. If I had this earlier, maybe I could have blown this up, or maybe I could have blown up Hui or something, so on and so forth. It comes down to deck composition as well, and I guess also the luck of the draw. That was fun. It's weird losing to myself. It's weird losing to myself. That was a funny game, and I'm glad that it didn't freeze. We didn't have any freezes. We had errors, don't get me wrong. We had errors, but we didn't have any freezes. I like the Reapers. I found a good play for them, so I'll see me play them. I have. Brandon plays them in a way that I wasn't really expecting them to be played, where he uses rune engines, is what I've decided to call them now. Where you build a deck that intentionally has cards with inactive synergy just so you can use their runes. So for example, you would come over here in the deck editor, and let's say you wanted to play a deck. Nope, just click, please. Thank you. Right? Let's say I wanted to play a deck that could capitalize on the Wandering subset Zodiac Barrier. Well, if I come over here, I have Zodiac Barrier, which says, target a Wandering avatar the first time it battles this turn, reduce the attack or defense of a different card you control by the amount it would have lost from that battle. It doesn't even require it to be a Wandering card, so if I want to, I can put the Zodiac Barrier in my defense zone, and I can put, not my defense zone, in my resource deck, and I can put Boss Guardian in my resource deck, and boom. Just like that, we have a Zodiac Barrier engine, right? Where when my opponent attacks into this card, I can fortify it at 100 defense. It only costs me 50 life points to summon, and I can fortify it by targeting any of my other cards in my deck to help me protect myself, right? Because it requires a Wandering card to be the target for Zodiac Barrier, but the defender for Zodiac Barrier can be anything, apparently. Reduce the attack or defense of a different card you control by the amount that card would have lost. Yeah, that's crazy. So I can just have this in. I don't need to have the full Wandering subset in my deck to use this. If I am willing to pay the life points for it, I could use Mriga for this instead, right? And so just like that, I have a fortified 250 wall, right? As part of an engine for whatever deck I then choose to build. And I still have the rest of my synergy rating to play around with. So Mriga synergy will be inactive, right? Mriga will not be able to activate any of his effects, but that doesn't matter because all you are here for is to be a 500 point wall, because you come in at 250. You'll come in at 200. You'll be a 400 point wall. Come in at 200 fortified, block one attack, and then you'll have your actual defense left over after that. In the Wandering subset, when played correctly, because he boosts himself by 50 on summon, he's a 500 point wall. In this version, he's a 400 point wall, which I think is a good nerf. It's a good unintentional nerf. Right? And so I can build any other deck that I want around this. Now, are there any other cool examples? Yes, there are. For example, if I want to, I can run a small Ancient Beast engine as well, where I can say, this says if you control at least 2 Ancient Beast avatars, send one of them to the graveyard, the other one becomes fortified. So I can put this in my resource deck, and then I can put 2 Ancient Beasts in my, and I can also play, where is it? Ancient Pasture, reset the attack and defense of an Ancient Beast avatar on the field, put those 2 in my resource deck, and then I'll come over here, filter this to just be Ancient Beast real quick. And if I go boom, and let's say boom because you are the cheapest, just like that, I have 2 engines in my deck, right? doing it this well helps with defense a lot? No, absolutely, because look at this. We have Mraiga, who will be a fortified wall for us, right? So this is 400 points of defense. Then we have Nadia at 200 points of defense, which we can reset if we draw Ancient Pasture. We can also, and if we happen to draw Rex along with Strong Arm, she can also be a fortified wall. So 400 here, 400 here, plus another 200 if we then reset. So that is a potential, I'm bad at math, 400, 400, 200, 1,000. This, if everything works out properly, can be 1,000 points of defense for you. And what I love about this, because this wasn't intentional, well, it was sort of intentional, but not to this extent is the thing. I never thought about it like this intricately, but the only problem with this is consistency, right? This is so flipping inconsistent, because what if you draw this and then this dies, and then you, like, let's say on turn 2 you draw this, and then on turn 6 you draw this. Well, this is useless. Well, this isn't useless without this, but it's not as useful without this. But let's say you draw this, and you didn't draw either of these. This is completely useless until you draw these. And so you might have preferred to draw something that was like in archetype, or something that was able to work better by itself. But in an ideal situation, it's one of those things that I love, where it's so strong if it works, but it is so unlikely to work. Can't you decide your opening 10? Yes, which is up here, right? You decide your opening 10 up here. You can't decide what cards you draw from your resource. And all of the cards in your opening 5, because you have 5 avatars and 5 runes, all 5 of these avatars have to have active synergy. The whole thing with these is we're playing around with synergy ratings and making it so that they don't have active synergy, and we're using the rune effects to make use of them as in a way that wasn't intended, right? So these 3 cards won't be able to activate their effects. Their synergy requirements aren't met. But if I were to, let's say, what do I want to build? I can build Reapers around this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can build a Reaper deck. So watch this. Right? He is showing up as red. Because he's in my hand, his synergy rating matters, right? His synergy requirements have to be met, or else the deck will not be considered valid. So if I come over here and I build a Reaper deck around what I've just put in place, I'll put... What do I actually want? We've got so much defense now. I will still put Grimace in hand. Ward will go in a resource. Hound will go in a resource. Is my resource deck full? Shoot! Oh, I put Grimace in resource by mistake. Right? Hound will go in resource. Cronus obviously goes in hand. I feel like this portion of the deck building for Reapers is solved. This could be an interesting alternative to how to play Reapers, though. Like, what I'm building right now could actually end up being the best way to play Reapers. And boom! So, these 7 cards have had their synergy requirements met, and so because these 5 in my hand are glowing green, if I put in the rest of the runes, this deck is valid. These ones over here are not glowing. They will not be able to use their effects. Right? Yeah, exactly. Opening synergy was made to nerf these engines to make it so that you can't just mix and match and do whatever you want. But after we nerfed the engines, I never considered that, yes, you can still use them, just less consistently. And I love this as a system, right? So in my hand, I'll put the Reaper runes, the one for protection, obviously. If you control only Reaper avatars, that's only going to be relevant before I start drawing cards, so fine. Actually, no, I don't think I want that. Movement and you. And now let's start looking at runes. Right? We've already taken up a couple of our rune slots, right? So in fact, you know what? I might. We want Call of the Dead, but I think I'm going to take out Virtue of Thanatos. I don't think I'm going to play that in this build. And this card that's all about movement, I also don't think I'm going to play this and that in this build, because that is a purely defensive card, right? The reason why I made that card was to increase the defensive potential. It's like, okay, I can use you in 2 places instead of just 1. We definitely want Incinerate to help us with offense and potentially defense. Exorcism can help keep our cards alive. And we either want Freeze or Shield Wall. right? We either want, not free, we either want freeze or card exchange. I feel like card exchange is a really good shout to help us get more of these combo pieces early on. So actually, yeah, I think card exchange is almost mandatory in the hand. But what would we discard off of card exchange? We want all of these cards, right? There's not a single card here that I look at and think, oh yeah, I'm happy to throw that away. So maybe we add a card that we're willing to throw away. Okay, let's... Oh, this is hard. Let's remove Exorcism from the hand. And we will put a useless card there instead. We'll put you in resource. And I guess we'll put you in resource as well. And then we will just put a useless rune here. You can use card exchange if you get a brick rune. True, any of these runes can be bricks for me. Okay, so no, right, because in a situation where I draw a combo piece that I don't want to use immediately, I can do that. Yeah. But I would want to use those brick runes, and those brick runes can also be used as fodder for freeze. That's so good. That is so good. Okay, so we'll go card exchange in hand, we'll go exorcism in hand, and shield wall as a last resort. The other phone has gone off because of inactivity. Hold on. Right? So exorcism can go back in hand. Freeze can go in resource. Nope, that was supposed to go in hand. Right? Freeze can go in resource. And shield wall can go in resource, just in case. Right? As our just in case, or as fodder, right? Or as card exchange / freeze fodder. And just like that, I think we may have solved the best way to play Reapers, right? Looks like testing is in full swing. No, it's so much fun. It's so much fun, right? Right? This is so good. Just to double check, are you at the point where there's a downloadable APK? Because if so, I can't wait to break things worse than N64 Speedrunner's controller. Yes, my friend, there absolutely is. So, if you check the Discord, in the Game Rules channel, there is a link to the website, and our website is where you download it from. So you just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, you're a member of the Discord, and you can download the most recent APK. It is available for Android devices, and you can also play it on BlueStack, but it's not on iOS just yet. And anyone can play, anyone can go in. Obviously, it's very buggy, and you will the traffic is going to be low, because only like, I think somewhere in the range of less than 20 people currently have it, right, in the world. So good luck finding a match. There's a training mode, right? You can play against the training AI whenever you want. You can choose its play style. Let's say you choose defensive. Let's say you choose the difficulty. I want to play it against it at hard. And I can enter with a valid deck. I have to reduce the AI's HP to 0, and boom. Without an opponent, I can still play. So there is that to do, right? And it's a good way of testing when you don't have anyone to play against. But once we start like the gameplay streams, it will be a lot easier to find people to play with during those streams, right? So yeah, this is, I think, so this is how, oh, this is so cool. This is so flipping cool. I have an knack for breaking things. I actually managed to figure out how to exploit some Twitch redeems to make my own. Dude, that is, I mean, we're looking for breakers. At the end of the day, there's an error report channel in the Discord, so if you find anything that you think, oh yeah, this probably shouldn't work that way, just put it in there for us, and we're happy to take a look at it. Thank you very much, right? I want to see how well this plays. I want to see how well this plays, right? This is, I mean, I'm almost certain we're going to find some bugs with this, right? I was having too much fun to make the deck consistent, right? Because I can't, there are going to be more cards that will probably help a strategy like this with consistency. But now as a Reaper player, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to lose Grimace, right? Let's throw down, right? Let's throw down. I don't give a damn. We will put you down first just so that we can keep Alt Art Umbridge on top because I really like the way he looks. And that's our turn 1. We will lead with Incinerate. And as much as I would like to lead with Card Exchange, I won't. No, it doesn't work. I was about to try and do a cool combo where I use Exorcism. If my opponent tried to cleanse himself to avoid Malice, I would use Exorcism to cleanse them before they could but you can't erase Cleanse with Cleanse. That doesn't work. And we will put down Ryu Encounter. This, I think, is just at present my standard opening for the Wandering subset. We're not too afraid of anything because we've got the speed to bypass the counter zone, and we've got defenses in place for this as well. So I feel like a Wandering player would realistically open like this. A Reaper player would realistically open like this. Okay, so the declaration phase rolls around. Wave start hits. I, as a Reaper player, I, as a Wandering player, don't want to jump first, right? I don't want to jump first. So I will activate Venom Pulse on this to force my opponent to make a play. Now, my opponent, what would I do? I might want to see if I can trap the Wandering player with Malice, right? I'll try and Malice the Ryu. And then he's obviously going to Dragon Dance, right? That way he gets cleansed and he doesn't get destroyed. But I can then Incinerate to shave 50 defense off of that Ryu before the cleanse status condition hits, right? Because that's how the chain would resolve. He gets incinerated, he Dragon Dances, now he's cleansed, but he's already lost defense. He gains 100 off of that boost. I try and, what? I think I've already noted this. I think I've already noted that the cleanse is currently stacking on top, which it shouldn't. Let me just double check. Okay, yep, I've already gotten footage of that, so that's fine. And as a Reaper player, oh my goodness. I think I don't attack. I think I just don't attack. Because I don't have the boost at this current stage, right? I don't have the boost right now. Now, Ryu shouldn't die, but I think he's going to, unfortunately, because of this bug. I think this, because of this error, Ryu dies, right? Ryu dies, which, to be honest, makes the game feel kind of unfair now. But still, we can set card exchange now that we've drawn a fodder rune that we don't want. And we didn't draw any of the fodder cards, unfortunately. We do have this. So I'll play you over here. I'll play you over here just to try and keep us defended. And I'll play this here. Now, I can start boosting things. I think I'll use Reaper's Hollow to boost that defender. Right? I'll use Reaper's Hollow to boost the card that I'm defending with. And on my opponent's side, what do you have? You've got this, and you're going to defend yourself with this. And probably this. You might want this. And you... Dang it. Oh, okay, just in time. Literally just in time. You might want this. Okay. So, wave start rolls around. We... Oh! 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 Because my opponent was planning on using this, I can pop that card. Activate Monkey King. What else? I will card exchange here. Get rid of Shield Wall so I can draw something new to defend myself with. Oh, but that was dumb. That was dumb. I have no defense now. Oh, I saw something cool and I went for it. Because I'm dumb. We would Zodiac Barrier. We would realistically Zodiac Barrier to protect Boss Guardian with the card that is about to be destroyed. Reaper's Hollow doesn't really help us with anything in this situation. Oh, I'm dumb. I jumped the gun. I guess we Destined Brace and we just try and lay in as much as we possibly can to our opponent. We're taking some big damage here. I guess we would freeze in response. We can freeze Umbrage to prevent him from being able to attack us. But we have Exorcism! Okay, this is a really long chain. I'm almost certain the game is going to break. I'm almost certain that the game will break in this situation, right? I can't imagine that this works out in our favor. Exorcism protects Umbrage, so when freeze comes, Umbrage does not get frozen by the effect. Destined Brace boosts our defender up, Zodiac Barrier protects those 2 cards. Card Exchange allows us to draw 1. Monkey King boosts our opponent's attack. We drew into Nadia. Underworld Contractor pops the Ifrit. Yo! And it worked! The game didn't freeze! The game didn't break. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the game didn't break. Guys. Yo! Battle Phase 1 rolls around, and our opponent's card is protected. Right? Our opponent's card is currently protected. I'm not going to use Reaper's Hollow here. Right? What are we currently at? We're at 150. I'm not going to use Reaper's Hollow here. Oh, did I speak too soon? Do we have a freeze? To be honest, that's understandable. That is understandable. That was so hype. That was so hype. Right? That was so hype. Use Reaper Hollow. I wouldn't use Reaper's Hollow here because the only thing I would Reaper Hollow in this situation is Cronus, right? And I would boost him. That way he takes less damage off of beating Boss Guardian, but he's going to survive the fight with Boss Guardian, and Reaper's Hollow would make it so that he can't attack directly anymore, which the whole point of him is to be the secondary attacker, so Umbridge clears the front line, and then he attacks directly. So I would be giving up a lot of his utility by doing that, so I didn't want to do that. So I was going to break through with him on this turn and then use this on the next turn to start wailing on him. But damn, that was fun. That was really, really fun. I should document that freeze. I don't know what caused it. I guess it was the litany of effects being used. It didn't break officially until the end of the movement phase, though, which I should note. But I will go 135. 135. A freeze after a long chain of effects. Right? Oh, that was so sick. That was so sick. Are there any long-term effects in play? I don't think that there are. Nope. Okay, cool. Oh, no, Zodiac Barrier, of course. Yeah, Zodiac Barrier is in play. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. This game is fun. It's crazy to think that, like, I've made this game, right? It's crazy to think that I've made this game. I can play it, I can have fun with it, I can enjoy it. Like, that was a really, really, really engaging game. Even though I was playing against myself, I loved the strategy of it. I loved the back and forth, the options that both players had at their disposal. Neither of them felt particularly weak, which is awesome. That was sick. Okay, let's switch gears. Let's try the Ancient Beast subset. Does that feel like the strongest deck I've played so far? This is a tier list contender right here. Okay, so is it supposed to ask me to update the app when it's not even installed? I mean, do you have a very old version of the app potentially? Because there was a version of the game that was shared a long, long time ago that has basically nothing in it. No, not that. Okay, then I have no idea. It shouldn't, but yeah, maybe just say yes, I suppose, right? I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it would be updating necessarily. Because, yeah, whenever I download a new APK, it asks me to update the app, but that's because it's updating the older version. I'm actually genuinely unsure, but just, yeah, it should be fine. It's a safe file. We've all got it. It's a safe file. So don't worry about that, but I'm not sure what that is. This is a tier list contender, right? In my opinion, right? The amount of power that this deck composition can potentially muster, the only problem is going to be consistency. Oh, just saying the installation might have a bug. Fair play, actually. That's worth considering as well. It's harder to do without getting like footage of it for the devs to see and everything. But if that does come up again, I will note that down because that is weird. Thank you. But yeah, no. This I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this. What did you call it, Brandon? right? Because you had a version with the swamp dwellers, yeah. I'm trying Reapers with the swamp monsters now. Vibin, right? I guess this is this game's version of a pile deck, yeah. Pile. Oh, can I not type? Do I not have the ability to type on this? I guess I don't. Okay, fun. Pile. Nope. Right? Pile Reapers are looking like an actual, like, meta contender, right? Because it helps to solve the Reaper's defense problem. All of this is just defense. So here, defense. Well, this is offense or defense, but mostly defense, right? Defense. So its biggest problem, defense, you're finding a way to try and solve by being creative. The only problem that this deck is going to have is consistency. It hurts to not draw the cards that you want when you need them. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. But that makes it fun. I could realistically see this being tier 2. Could I see this being tier 1? If that bug with the Wandering subset didn't happen in the last game, they still would have had Ryu, and they still would have had options. I can see this being tier 2 or low tier 1. But I'm more comfortable saying tier 2. I already saw the Reapers as being around tier 3, maybe tier 2. So I definitely see this going up in power. I don't know what a deck like the Forest Guards do against this. Right? How do the Forest Guards beat this? The Forest Guards can cancel one of your opponent's attacks every turn. Oh, no, yeah, the Forest Guards can handle this, because if Umbridge never gets a chance to swing... Ooh, and if Umbridge runs into Kalpa Banyan... No, never mind. The Forest Guard subset has a way to deal with this, right? The Forest Guard subset can deal with these guys, right? Because they can incapacitate Umbridge completely, I've just remembered, right? So, with the Forest Guard subset, the main way that you beat the Reapers is with Minos and with Kalpa Banyan, right? So what Minos does is he says, Forest Labyrinth. The first time a Forest Guard avatar you control is targeted for an attack, remove a Forest counter from any card you control and negate the attack. Now, how this game works is the strongest cards on the field will always attack first. The strongest card on your opponent's field will always be Umbridge, and that means Umbridge will never actually get to attack, which turns off a number of effects. That means God of the Harvest will never activate, because God of the Harvest says, when a rank 3 Reaper avatar you control battles, this card gains 50 attack. He is never going to get a chance to battle. This card also, Call of the Immortal, says, when a Reaper avatar you control destroys another card by battle, a rank 3 one specifically, this card gets to protect all of your other cards. This effect will never get to activate. So 1 and 2 will just never get to work. Now, I'm actually... Zane pointed this out, and I'm torn here, because it says when a rank 3 avatar you control battles, this card gains 50. You know what? I think I disagree with the point that Zane made. Because he made the point that if in a situation where you know what? No, this effect would still activate. When a rank 3 Reaper avatar you control battles, this card gains 50 attack, right? Even if that battle is canceled, because what does this say? Wrong deck. What does this say? This says, the first time another Forest Guard you control is targeted for an attack, negate it. And that card says when it battles. So I guess if it stops it when the targeting happens, the battle never takes place. Okay, no, it would negate it. It would negate it. What's the lowest number of Wandering Avatars you can play so you can use Spear for a negate? 1. Literally 1. You could just have 1 Wandering Avatar in your resource deck and then have Spear in your resource deck and just know that there's a negate in your deck. That being said, if you wanted it to be consistent so you open with the Wandering card, 6. 6 is the minimum, right? This monster can get really big. If you mean Kronos, he's capped at 300, right? He's capped at 300. So over here, right? This card cannot have more than 300 attack this contest. So he's able to boost to be your secondary Umbridge. Now, you might think that that's an arbitrary restriction, but how it works is the strongest card on the field will always attack first. So you want Umbridge to swing first, and you want Kronos to swing second. If Kronos could get bigger than Umbridge, then Kronos would be forced to attack before Umbridge gets a chance to, which means that Umbridge won't get a chance to clear your opponent's defenders anymore, right? I've gotten Kronos to 350. That shouldn't happen. If you've activated God of the Harvest, right? If you've activated God of the Harvest, then that should not be physically possible. That is a glitch. That is a glitch. Just use the rune to move Umbridge to your starting attack area, and the other card will attack and Umbridge won't. I don't understand. How does that counter the forest guards? Oh, because it only counters the first attack of the turn. That's sick. That's sick. That's sick. That's sick. Okay, no. I can see that being a good counter. But that means you have to... Oh, I love this game so much. That means either A, you have to have the foresight and know that your opponent is playing Reaper's turn 1 or playing Forest Guard turn 1. Because let's say I am Umbridge and I go forward. Okay, I see a number of ways you could play around that. Okay, no, even if you don't know, as long as you don't attack turn 1, you can play that safely turn 2. Your opponent would know that that's coming and they might have counters for you. Oh, this game is so much fun. There's so much strategy. There's so much strategy, right? Okay, so is the login screen just something you have to fiddle with till it lets you in? Or like, am I finding new issues I should document? No, the login screen is supposed to just activate. Like if I... close this real quick. I open it. The login screen happens. This loading will happen automatically and you don't have to do anything here. Then you push the sign in button. Because I've already signed in before, it knows my Google details already, so there's no issue. And then, yeah, there might be a delay while the signing in is happening, but it should just happen automatically. Kasai, what phone are you using, actually? Let me ask that. Are you on BlueStack or are you on a phone? Because I've never experienced an issue with the sign-in screen, right? I'm trying to figure out what could be causing that, but if we can't think of anything that would be causing it, then yeah, let's just document it. I have an idea, not sure how good it is. How many cards require Umbridge is in by name? None. There are no cards in this game that require each other by name, at least not currently, because I wanted to avoid that. I feel like I want to give the player options. So, for example, God of the Harvest says when a rank 3 Reaper avatar you control. That is Umbridge. There is no other rank 3 Reaper avatar in the game, but that I don't want to name Umbridge because that is so specific. If the player is able to come up with an interesting way to get that to work, like for example, let's say there's a card that comes out later that allows you to induct a card into your subset, and so you turn a different rank 3 card into a Reaper card, then yes, by all means, go ahead and use that new rank 3 card to trigger this effect because you earned it. That was cool as hell. Right? You earned it, right? Or let's say new support comes out that includes more rank 3 avatars. I don't want you to be forced to say, okay, well, you as a player have to play Umbridge in your deck if you want to be able to use these effects. So yeah, there's nothing, right? I would say the Daemons are like that. I disagree. No, the Daemons all say you need another Daemon avatar, but it doesn't say who, right? So if you control another Daemon avatar, it can be any Daemon avatar in existence. You can control north and east. You can control east and south. You can just control east and west. It can be any combination, but they all work together without requiring each other by name. If more Daemons come out, you can do it. If you induct another opponent, an opponent's card into the Daemon subset, you can do it if a card like that ever exists, right? So no cards are like, oh, hey, you have to have this. I see. How about a rank up system for the Reaper? What do you mean by rank up? Oh, a card that allows you. So Reaper support, what you mean is like Reaper support that increases the rank of a card that you control. That could be really cool. I mean, it obviously wouldn't come out when the game releases, but like as part of support for the deck, it could be really fun. It could be really fun to have because what effects rely on a rank 3? This one. To boost himself, when a ring battles, this card gains 50 attack. So that would allow him to do it to himself, and that would also allow him to trigger Reaper's Scythe. So that would just be another way. I'm going to write that down. Jojo, that's a sick idea. That's a sick idea. Now it just skipped the login screen. If you've signed in by Google once before, once you push the sign in button, it will just automatically log you in. You won't need to put in the Google details again until you log out actively, right? Where do I write that down? Actually, I'm gonna put that on my list. That's a sick idea, Jojo. Right? Nice one. Thank you. Right? Future Reaper support. Future Reaper support in the form of a rune that can increase the rank. Actually, no, let's not make it Reaper support. I feel like it would just be fun to introduce a generic rune that can increase the rank of a card by 1 or decrease the rank of a card by 1, right? Future game support that can increase the rank of a card by 1. And you know what? Maybe make it 2 separate runes and another rune that can decrease the rank of a card by 1. Right? And that creates for fun interactions in different decks, because that means that rune would be useful for the Reapers, but it would also be useful for the Wandering subset, because the Wandering subsets affect all, say, well, not all of them, but a good chunk, say, when a rank 2 or higher Wandering avatar battles. So if you're fighting with the rank 2 or lower Wandering card, you can't use Hui's effect. This card also says, when a... Okay, no, this one is just a Wandering card, so that one is fair enough. Actually, I think this one also just says a Wandering card. I think this one is... Target a Wandering avatar. Did we... Wait, hold on. Did we change that many of the Wandering cards? That one can be any Wandering avatar. And this can target any Wandering avatar. Wow, okay, yeah, we changed the Wandering subset a lot. Before, it used to be the case that Chaos could only impact rank 2 Wandering avatars. I think this one could only impact rank 2 or higher, and this one could also only impact rank 2 or higher, but this one got nerfed until we buffed it, and I guess this one got reworked, so that got changed. I don't remember if she ever only targeted rank 2 or higher, but the idea behind the subset was that the rank 1 cards tribute themselves to protect the rank 2 or higher ones, but I guess them tributing themselves to protect each other is balanced enough, because again, you're still losing that card advantage. It's surprising to see how far we strayed from the original intention. I'm only just realizing that that is no longer the case. When I first designed this subset, it was inspired by the Bujins, where the beast cards tribute themselves to help the beast warriors. The idea was that the rank 1s would tribute themselves to help the rank 2s and rank 3s. But I guess just as part of the game evolving, that stopped being entirely the case. And this card is the only one that has an effect that still reflects that initial concept. Fair enough. Right? I want to see how my Reaper decks works against a real opponent. Rank manipulation could also be good with different summoning mechanics to come in. Oh, absolutely. Right? The bot getting too easy to beat. Fair play, fair play, fair play. I mean, if you're up for it, I am down to hop into a game. Yeah, I'm down to hop into a game. Is this a deck that I feel like using? Why are all of my cards generic? What? No. We would want not card exchange in the hand. I probably want Spear. Why is this all upside down? I probably want Gaze. Yeah, what the hell? Journey's End. That can go in resource. I don't feel like as a Wandering player, because I have Dragon Dance, I don't feel like you would play Exorcism in the hand, right? I don't feel like that would make sense as a Wandering player. Let's see here. I feel like a rank up card could be cool, maybe even getting its own subset too. I mean, potentially, right? Like, that's what I love about being the one to make this game. Like, I can do, like, the possibilities are quite literally endless, which is just the coolest thing in the world to me. And I want you in hand, but I think my hand is full. Is my hand full? Yes, it is. Let's take Freeze out of the hand. Ah, but when will I get a chance to use Freeze if it's not in the hand? Ah. I want Wandering Gaze. I want Wandering Gaze. Let's go generic. Freeze in resource just doesn't feel good because it means you have to hard draw it. Oh, and that in resource? Yeah, no. This probably, I wouldn't call this the best way to play Wandering. There's probably a better way. In fact, oh, wait a gosh darn minute. Wait. I was about to say there's a better way to play Wanderings, and there is. Who do I not need? Who is not essential to my state of being? Because I can do something here. I feel like I rarely use you. You're one of the best cards in the deck, but I rarely use you. I feel like I can get by without you. And I might be okay without you. I am going to move. Think, Saul. I'm gonna move you. No, we need you. I'm gonna move you to the resource deck. And let's go Wandering. Let's go Wandering. I want you back in my hand. Nope, that was the wrong button. I want you back in my hand. Do I want you back in my hand, actually? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. I want you back in my hand. And I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who did I say I also wanted? Mokus. I also want Mokus. I also want Mokus. And I'll put you in resource. And now, because it finally works, let's get the Valiant subset in here. In the test version of the game, I used to love Wandering Valiants. Right? It was like a mainstay for me in terms of how I would play the deck. And now the effects are actually like usable. Right? Oh, there's not enough space for the name. Damn it. No. All right, I guess we'll just have to settle for Wandering Knight. Damn it. That's annoying. Okay, yeah. Since we are going with rank up and rank down as generic, Daemon is a beatdown deck, right? Yes, it is. Indeed it is, my friend. They just want to throw hands. Actually, it would be good if rank manipulation was related to a subset, since it could Bork balance easily. You make a good point. You make a good point, actually, because having free rank manipulation, everyone would play that. I feel like there's a lot of decks that would like to have. Are we in with Brandon? Let's go! Alright, so let's turn the music off on this account. And let's turn the music on this account. Yeah, battle music. Okay, cool. Now, we've got you in play. We've got you in play. I am going to... Let's go 1, 2, 3. 4. And that's it. How about a rune that makes you destroy one of your monsters of the same subset and grant its attack power to another one with higher attack than the other one and in reverse? I don't know if I completely understand what you mean. Damn, you went in on runes. Shoot. Okay. Okay, let's go. Freeze onto who? Freeze onto who? Freeze onto Coercion. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Gonna activate Incinerate onto Umbrages on the field. Knew it. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's do it. Incinerate back at me. I think we let that ride. I think we let that ride. We Kieran. Malice! Malice! Let's go! Who do you target? Actually, I've just realized if 2 cards are currently targeted, it makes it very, very difficult to know who is then targeted next. I think you targeted Ryu. Shoot, until the duel log comes in, yeah, I don't know who you targeted. This could be a complete mistake. What the hell are you... Reaper's Hollow? Cancel. I don't know who you... Who did you target? Oh, you targeted Ryu, so it auto-shifted to Tuition. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Now, that was a lot of stuff. The game might have frozen. Nope, we're still in business. We're still in business. Let's go. Battle Phase 1. I'm going to choose not to attack, actually. Not to attack. Because you're going to be destroyed in a second by your own effect, so that's fine. Battle Phase 2 rolls around. You swing in with Umbrage at 250. Now, will you get a chance to activate Carnage if I immediately negate the effect? Let's see. At least being in a subset that gives it a cost, you make a very good point. I vibe with that. I vibe with that. Say a Daemon has 300 and one has 100. Having a rune destroy the weak one and give its stats to the strong one and a rune that does the opposite. So all of the Daemons have 0 attack. Wait, is Brandon thinking or are we frozen? No, are we frozen? To be fair, that was a large exchange. I think we're frozen. Yeah, no, there shouldn't be a way for him to be thinking for this long. Damn it. Okay, let's note that down. What caused that freeze there? I guess it's just when a large amount of effects are activated back to back, it gets sticky, I think. Right? And that's the frustrating thing about still being at this open beta stage. Right? Our time code is 201. Damn it. 201. Freeze after a chain of effects. Right? The freezes are the most frustrating part. If I had to guess, I would say that the wandering gaze is probably what caused the freeze there. It was sick to use, don't get me wrong. It was sick. How do we show off? Because I just had to guess. I just had to guess there that you had targeted Tuition. Rather that you had targeted Ryu. If you had targeted Tuition with that wandering gaze and I had done that, I wouldn't have known. So we might need to make it so that when a card is targeted by an effect, it flashes 3 times and then stops, right? Yeah, I think we'll do that. When a card is targeted by an effect, card is targeted by an effect, it should flash 3 times and then stop. That way you can know if it is targeted again in the same chain, right? Yeah, freeze on what's it called? Freeze on the screen with Brandon. Unfortunate, but it's taught us a few things, which is good, right? But no, but yeah, Jojo, to take your idea in like a general sense, right? To take your idea in a more general sense of, okay, let's say we have a rune that, okay, beautiful. We're right back in. I feel like that would be a more subset specific thing than a generic, right? Like I can imagine a subset having a card like that. In fact, the Valiants have a card just like that, where you have a card that can tribute one of the other. So Let me just show you my deck list. Actually, no, let me finish the preparation phase first. Go with you. Go with you. You. And yeah, that's all that really matters. So, not my graveyard, my deck list, right? This card here. Nope. It's so hard to do it on my mouse. No! Okay, cool. I think it's Valiant Stride. Yeah, tribute one of your other Valiant avatars to increase this card's defense by 150. Like, he has an effect that does something like that. So we have effects like that. It's just, I think it's better if it stays subset specific as well. Because the point that Kasai made is a good point, where it's like, we've been playing around a lot with effects. Let's reconnect the other phone real quick. Incinerate onto Tuition. That is fine. I'm not going to respond. I am not going to dignify that with a response. Okay, there we go. There it is. There it is. Malice onto me. Wandering Gaze that to Tuition. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, my days. What is going on? Oh, the software that I used to mirror stuff stopped working for a second. Hold on. Freeze. Who just got frozen? I'm going to Kieran. This is most likely going to stop it from working. I'm going to Kieran here. And incinerate Umbrage. Now, let's cancel this. Plug this in. Okay, it's reconnecting. That's beautiful. Start mirroring. And my game crashed. Damn it. That's so annoying. Sorry about that, Brandon. Yeah, my software started doing a thing and this, that, and the other. Let's sign back in. Sorry, Brandon. If you don't mind, let's go again. What is happening with my phone? Nope. Okay, so if I do that, it will disconnect. Got it. Sorry, you guys won't be able to see this part. But I am just going to open the same way. Because that just seems more fair. Start mirroring. And that should be all it takes. We should be good. It should be working. End. Okay, are we back? Why? Why? Huh. Maybe this is a sign to stop and go get lunch. Or breakfast. At the time of lunch. We activate Incinerate first and foremost. Onto you. And it's taking me off the screen again. Sorry, Brandon. It might lag me out again. Okay, nope. I'm still here. Nope, it lagged me out. God, you gotta be kidding me. Bro. This is pissing me off. Properties. Live stream. Okay, this phone is back. Just said it before. Yeah, good shout. This phone now also wants to connect. Start now. Jump over. Beautiful. Now, AP Power Mirror, Properties. This. Is that correct? This is this phone. Nope. There we go. Oh, sorry, that was tedious. All right. We're back on. Let's try this one more time and see if we don't get a freeze. But no, this has been a fun stream. The testing part was fun, and the gameplay part of it is also quite fun. Let's see what we've got going on. Opponent's defense. 1, 2. I don't want to change the way that I'm opening because, like, it feels like because we started so many times, it almost feels unfair if I change it. Excuse me, what? Interesting. Okay, so we've changed the way that we're opening. All right, let's get it. I'm assuming you have freeze or something like that to try and stop me here, but without a malice to be worried about. I immediately Kieran without malice to worry about. Freeze comes out. Who do we target? We Wandering Gaze that, 100%. Wait, what? Huh? When a wandering avatar is targeted by a card effect, make that card effect target a different wandering avatar. No. Incorrect. No way. Okay, so I'm gonna time code that. I think that worked. I think it just allowed me to change the target of freeze to a Valiant avatar. Let's see. It wasn't doing that before. It was just auto-selecting Torsion because he was the only option. And we don't have a need to leap. Incinerate. Wandering Gaze. Yeah, it did. It did. It did. 212. Wandering Gaze allowed me to select Reaper's Hollow. Did you increase? Yes, attack. Who did you increase? Wait, what did you do with Reaper's Hollow? And because of his status condition, he's not going to be able to do anything. Who got increased by Reaper's Hollow? I'm so confused. A non-wandering avatar. Okay, so do Damien and Umbridge just hate each other? Do Damien and Umbridge have generational beef? Because why does the game keep on freezing every time Umbridge tries to attack Damien. What is happening? What the hell is going on? Okay, yeah, we have another freeze. We have another freeze at 12:14 or 12:13. The game freezes every time Umbridge attacks Damien. I think Damien is the problem here. I legitimately just think that Damien is the problem. Maybe the game can't do... Oh my goodness, that must be it. The game is trying to ask you if you want to activate Carnage, but maybe it's also trying to ask me if I want to activate Ring Armor, because both of those effects technically activate around the same time, right? Where you're about to swing, it asks you if you want to Carnage. I'm about to get hit right as you swing. It asks me if I want to activate Ring Armor, and maybe that's the problem. But whoever has turn priority should be asked the question first, and then whoever doesn't have turn priority should be asked the question second, right? Maybe because of their effects, right? Well spotted, well spotted, right? Because right now, I believe I have turn priority because I got to activate my effects first. I Kieran'd, so I should be asked immediately if I want to activate Ring Armor. And I would say no, because I am isolated. So when you try and attack me, you will the attack will be stopped anyway, right? But then it would ask you if you want to Carnage and so on and so forth. So yeah, that is a surprising interaction, but I'm glad we caught it. Right? Okay, so that means I can't play the way that I want to, unfortunately. So let's try something else then. Right? How many characters is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I did tell them to make it 16 characters. Maybe I should make it 17 just so I can make Wandering Knights. A subset name. What do I call this instead? What do I call this instead? Because like Pile Reaper sounds like the name, like the meta name of a deck, right? I can see Pile Reapers being the name of a deck. Daemon Dwellers I can also see being the name of a deck if you combine Swamp Dwellers and the Daemon subset. I don't think that's what this deck does, though. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It doesn't at all. I just called it that because it was fun. Let's try a different deck, Brendan. Let me try and go up against you with a deck that I don't know if will actually be able to stand up to you, but I'm very curious to see. Right? Because I think Reapers are like a hard counter to the Ancient Beasts. Because they struggle to get over a card like Umbridge. But we'll see. Because I genuinely don't remember from testing. I don't remember from our test phases. Because it was something that we considered in the test phases that I just don't remember. Actually, I don't want to do pulls on this. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I do pulls on this account anymore. Because we've corrected the issue where you can't see cards that you don't own. So I can own whatever I want on this account. Whew, okay. 1, 2, 3. I go, not you. I really hope these effects are working the way that they're supposed to. It would be a real bummer if they're not. It would be a real bummer if they're not. Damn. Not you. Maybe you. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Terrified, but ready. Ooh, another different composition. Alright, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Gosh, you're so scary. You're so scary. Let's get it. I'm not going to activate anything off jump. You put in so many resources to turn 1, it's so scary! Okay, so I'm getting frozen. Who's getting frozen is the question. Is it going to be Valor or... Okay, Rex, I thought as much. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Not gonna activate this. Shoot, so I think we will just be losing out on some cards here. Let's incinerate you in return. Let's get Kronos, who's in the back, so that we take less direct damage. Don't chain. I'm actually not as afraid as I initially was. I'm not as afraid as I initially was. I feel like I have a strategy here. I feel like I can do something. It sucks that you have like no defense or no attack rather, right? Because I want to steal your card and use it as an attacker, but you have no attack. The Reaper's Hollow. Who are you Reaper's Hollowing? Oh, okay. Cancel. Reaper's Hollow boosts the attack of... Is it Umbrage? Wait, Reaper's Hollow just didn't work. You paid 100 life points. Who gained attack? Okay, so there's a bug with Reaper's Hollow. Reaper's Hollow did not work there. 21 minutes in. 2:21. Don't activate this. Reaper's Hollow did not give my opponent any attack. Right, I don't know who you targeted, but whoever it was, they didn't get jack. Sorry about that, man. Sorry. I mean, I guess if it was Umbrage, it wouldn't make a difference in this specific context. And if it was the other guy, if it was Kronos, then getting that boost would have stopped you from attacking directly, so that's nice at least that you don't have to worry about that. It says on your screen... Wait, it does? It says on your screen that you did. Brandon, I figured out what's been causing the freezes. Reaper's Hollow is what's breaking the game. Because in every game that we've played so far, I don't think I've seen you get the boost off of Reaper's Hollow. I do not think I have seen you get the boost off of Reaper's Hollow even once, right? And so, if that is the case, the desync is what has been freezing us, not any of the cards' effects not working together. At least that's my theory. Let's try again. Don't play Reaper's Hollow, please. Right? Don't play Reaper's Hollow, please. Let's try again without Reaper's Hollow turn 1. Because it's been part of your turn 1 every single game. Ooh, I love figuring something out. No, oh, god damn it. Check out our Kickstarter, guys. It's going to be active when the open beta starts. It has been causing desync and freezing the game. As much as I want to go in with Ancient Beasts again, for the sake of testing it, I want to see it against the Wandering deck that I was playing before. Right? Let's see it in that context again, right? And I just want to test it once to see, right? If all of those, like all of those different effects activating together, if it resolves properly, so long as that one card isn't in play, because then that narrows it down from a development perspective and makes things a lot easier. So please feel free to have all of that other stuff on. That's the only thing that I want to test, right? It's so simple, but it was going right over my head. Oops, I almost fell. I mean, while we wait, might as well just do a cheeky 10 pull. See what we get. Ooh! This is fun! And... Wave Start rolls around. Who the hell is this? Death's Embrace to boost up one of these cards. To boost up Umbrage? You can only be boosting his defense, though. Why is Wandering Gaze activatable? What? You use Death's Embrace. Okay, so 224. 224. I'm not going to activate it, obviously. Wandering Gaze was activatable in response to Death's Embrace. That shouldn't have been the case. That shouldn't have been the case at all. Alright, so, what now? Ooh. Ooh, that is so sick. Malice activates. Who do we target? Ryu gets targeted off the Malice. We Wandering Gaze that right out of here. This is a sick card art. This is a sick card art to pick up. Oh, I love this so much. Incinerate onto the Ryu, I'm assuming. Fair enough. That sticks. Right, we just have to eat that. We just have to hold that. We Kirin out of here. And everything starts resolving. Oh, wait, no. He still has one thing. Chooses not to activate it. I also choose not to activate. Reaper's Contract? The hell? Where are you going? Reaper's Contract moves... Huh? Moves Grimace to an offensive position instead. Why? Wait, what? Why does Ryu have Malice on him? I could have sworn I thinged. Okay, so the first attack that happens this turn instead is this. And I will attack, because normally I wouldn't since there was a defender there. Wandering Gaze is all sorts of messed up, it looks like. Alright, that attack works. It goes through. The game doesn't freeze. Nice. The first card to swing is Umbrage. Now, does the game still freeze? Or was it Damien and Umbrage's fault in truth? Damn it, we have a freeze. Yep, it was Damien and Umbrage. Okay, so Damien and Umbrage also have a problem, then. Right? There is still a problem with Damien and Umbrage. It's just those, what's it called? Reaper's Hollow Contract, whichever one it is still causing desync, right? So it's two separate issues instead of one, which is still helpful from a testing, from a game developer's point of view, right? We know that Umbrage and Homeboy have a problem, and we know that Reaper's Hollow also has its own individual problem with desync. So, let's try this one more time. Sorry about all this, right? I mean, I guess it's to be expected. You know, it is an open beta. Ooh, so many new things. I'm so happy. I mean, I guess this account doesn't have anything on it, so that's why there's so many new things. Let's go... Standard opening. Standard opening. Right? This deck, it doesn't really matter what it's up against. There's always, like, a good way to open with this deck. Like, this feels like the safe opening for this subset. Oh, scary. Scary. Ooh! Look at URs coming out the wazoo. No marked cards. But, you know, this is tasty. This is nice. Nice. Drerag. Alright, cool. Who gets incinerated here? Okay, that's fine. Monkey see, monkey do. On to you. because I feel like this deck doesn't really care about Umbridge being incinerated. He's going to come back up anyway, in any event. Who gets frozen? It doesn't really matter to me too much who gets frozen here. Who did get frozen? Oh, okay, it was you. I feel like it's cool having the pack opening happening on the other screen as well. This is fun. Let me try and go after a specific card. Alright, let's see if I can get the variant art for the Wandering Ryu just by doing random pulls. I feel like that's going to be almost impossible to, like, get on purpose. Okay, don't activate Mount. Battle Phase 1 rolls around. Movement Phase 2 happens. We don't activate Mount. I mean, you malice. Oh, shoot, you maliced. You maliced. Okay. I don't think I was paying proper enough attention to that. That's scary. Wait, what? No way. No way we're frozen. Okay, so Umbridge is just a problem. Umbridge is the problem. Right? We've taken out Reaper's Hollow. We've taken out Damien. We've taken out every other thing. Umbridge is the problem. Yeah, Umbridge is the problem. Got it. Got it. He's the one causing all of this. Right? That's the only common denominator between all three of these occurrences. We took out Hollow, which was causing desync. We took out Damien, who maybe was part of the problem. Yeah, Umbridge just has something wrong with him for whatever reason. And I have noted it down, right? There we go. Umbridge, you're done. You're banned. You're finished. Thank you. But yeah, no, thank you for the matches. Even though we didn't get very far, Brandon, because, yeah. But that was still fun. Okay. Well. I mean, with that being said and done, I think I'm gonna call it there for the day. Hey, we found a problem. Exactly, right? We found a problem. We know exactly what was causing it now. And that is reason for celebration, right? That's always a good thing. I mean, I got a Wandering card. I feel like it would be easier if I pulled from the Wandering specific banner. I feel like that's the easier way to try and guarantee the thing that I'm after. Right? If I come up here, Forest Guardians, Eternal Voyagers. 2,000. I mean, I have infinite money, but still. Unlock. I'm going to try it in the bot to see. So, it might be working in the bot. What I've realized is sometimes things will work against AI that won't work against other people in PvP. Right? And so that is, it's a nuisance, but at least it's something. Right? Please, please. Show me Ryu. Show me Ryu. We have a marked card here. And we have... it's the wrong one! It's the wrong one! It's the wrong one! We pulled Mosaic Ryu. I wanted Variant Ryu. Alright, fair play, fair play, fair play, fair play. Right? But this is just a fun little mini game to have on the side. Just pulling for marked cards. Right? This is still sick. This is one of my favorite things of the card. Right? Anyway. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for a while. This was fun. This was good. We found some new bugs. We found some new errors, and we've learned some things along the way. What's happening here? Okay, yeah, this is just updating messages. Oh my! Wait, have you guys just been talking in here? Should we check if Saul implemented profanity filters of some sort? No, I don't. There are no profanity filters yet. Unfortunately. Also, why can't I see your whole message? Hold on. I think for particularly long messages... Huh. Okay, so for particularly long messages, it doesn't all show up all at once. I don't know if I can be bothered to start fixing this right now. Right? I don't know if I can be bothered to start fixing the chat system right now. We'll come back to the chat later. But yeah, no. Now I'm kind of just tempted to like, just pull, just gamble for, just gamble for cards now. I might turn that into a thing. While I'm okay, so we know for a fact that Ryu isn't in this. Right, we got Mercury Noir, but that's not what we were after. That's not useful to us. I can hear my stomach rumbling. I need to go downstairs and eat. Okay, I'm just one more 10 pull. Just one more 10 pull. Or rather, just one more like set of 10 pulls. Just so I can see. I'm testing something. Hold on. Hold on. Skip, we didn't get anything. Okay. Skip, it's not Ryu. Who did we get? We got Variant Mriga. We got a UR, but it's not a variant. We got regular Ryu. That's not useful. Skip, no UR. Skip, no UR. No variant. Okay, yeah, pulling a specific variant feels impossible. Right? Pulling one specific variant, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. No, wait, was it him? Tell me it wasn't him. No, it was him, wasn't it? We got a couple URs in this pack. But no, I'm pretty sure yeah, it was him. It's you. We actually got two, I think. We got the Noir version of Omnis, and we got the Noir version of Goblin Forge. So we got two marked cards out of that. But yeah, no. All right, cool. That's fun. That's actually a really fun like mini game. I might do something with that because that was very exciting to open packs. Yeah. Anywho, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will catch you guys. Actually, we've got a schedule now. We've got a schedule. So the next development stream, I don't know when will be because we have development streams whenever we get a new build, a new APK. But just gameplay. To be honest, I don't think we'll start gameplay streams. Maybe we will. Just seeing how the games went today, we have so many freezes that I don't know if it's worth it. But we're going to try it anyway, because there are some decks that I think will work without freezes. I think the Reapers are just out of the equation for this gameplay stream this week. But Wandering, Ancient Beasts, and Forest Guards should all work perfectly fine. And then you've got the minor subsets like Swamp Dwellers, Arias, and Valiants, and Damians, which should all be working. So we might just take the Reapers out of the gameplay stream this week. Alright, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys